See how we go. See how we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. I can't see your camera. I can't see your face. All right, hang on 2 seconds. Like, don't talk yet. Don't talk. Wait. Let me try. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna change scenes and it's gonna break. Oh my god. Let's see what happens. Hey! We're good! Can I hear you though? If you talk now, can I hear you?
Yo, what's poppin'?
Oh, we got Alias, the addict, in the building. It didn't break.
Michelle G. Bloody Honda from Down Under. MGH.
How you going?
That's fucking hard. That's fucking hard. What's going on, dude?
Where have you been? Were you guys at a family thing? Where's Drea? She's in the chat. Were you guys at a family thing?
Drea.
It's Drea.
You said Drea.
It's Drea.
Probably sleeping by now. She probably asleep.
Oh, okay.
She's in another room. This is the stew, fam.
This is the stew.
I didn't realize there's a guitar right there. Did you not see the guitar?
Oh.
I'm a serious musician. This is a serious studio here. All right.
If you haven't seen what I've been tagging you in TikTok in the last couple of days, it's basically people playing guitar things and me saying, "You should learn this song. You should learn this song." Oh my god.
Work on that.
All right, I'll see if I can get the music back up. Everyone's saying hello to you now.
Yo, oh, you cunts.
We'll
Good
see if we can get. I think we should put your music on though. What do you reckon?
I reckon.
Yeah,
I reckon it.
Let me do that.
What's going on, everybody? How we feeling? How we living? How we going, as Michelle would say. How you going, mate?
How you going? All right, I'm gonna.
How you going?
Play. There we go.
Is that something people say, or is that just something you say?
It's what everybody says.
Never heard anybody say how you going, mate.
Hey, everybody says how you going.
I've never heard how you going. How's it going?
No, how you going? How ya going? This basically the next at least half an hour, 45 minutes is going to be us just talking about Australian words, Australian phrases. Because this is most of our conversation anyway.
People don't say, you made that up, fam.
It's me tagging you in just phrases on TikTok, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm getting lag again now that we've got the music up. This is so annoying.
No, mate. No.
Why can't I just let me just do all the things that I want? This is why I need to get this new computer up and running. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music off because the music's not. I love hearing your voice, but
What
are you just saying? What are you just saying?
Why you lying? I'm gonna go. I'm so gonna touch the blue sky. I'm gonna find that new high.
All right, good. If you just do that for the entire stream, we'll be right. We'll have some music, but. Oh my god!
Singing almost nothing greatest hits a cappella. Strap in, y'all. It's gonna be the next 72 minutes. It's gonna be great.
All right, I've turned off Spotify. The lag's gone, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it hasn't. The lag is back. What the fuck? Good night, Mahara. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Mahara hates me.
Yeah, she just straight away. She's just like, nah, I'm going.
Like, this fucking cunt.
Why have I got a lag though? It's annoying me.
Do I got a lag?
I don't know. If you pull up the stream, can you see? Is it laggy?
Looks like
it's just tech. It's because it's you and I streaming together. It's just going to be tech issues the whole time. It's not going to be.
Your tech issues combined.
Just
I
a
can
fucking
crash your motherfucking stream.
Oh my god, it's so annoying. It's just like the simplest thing, just trying to get an interview done. All right.
And you took the music off, right? You closed everything?
I took the music off. I closed everything. What else can I do? Oh, I know what I can do. I can turn my camera off to you. Let me do that. That'll help. You won't be able to see me, but you'll be able to hear me.
What?
That actually, oh my god, that's helped so much. So
That's it. That hasn't helped me.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, let me see if I can get the music back now that I've done that, because I've got a feeling that was what was making it lag. So
You need music?
yeah, I feel like we do. Do you?
Always do music when you're doing an interview?
Always. Yeah.
My hair, I'm just kidding. Thank you for hanging out. No, I just be playing.
You do be playing.
I do be playing though. She ain't lying.
All right, I think this is gonna work. I've got music going. I can see you. It doesn't. Are you guys seeing the stream? Okay, if we're good, then I'm just gonna have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, it's a little chit chat.
I think it should be okay. Yeah.
What are we gonna talk about?
What are we
Wallabies,
gonna talk about?
kangaroos,
I want to talk about
emus.
you, for the people that don't know your background and history in, because you are awesome. Do you call yourself? How do you identify? What are your pronouns? No, how do you?
What are your musical pronouns?
No, do you call yourself like a singer-songwriter / rapper / well, how do you, if you were to introduce yourself, what would you say?
I guess music artist. It's hard to really describe. I mean, it's I make the music, and it's hard for me to define it to people in like a quick few words or whatever. Like when people are like, what kind of music do you make? And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, a little bit of backstory. Like that's
Yes.
like, yeah, obviously, like I make hip hop music. I make, I guess you could say I'm a rapper. You could say I'm an MC. You could say I'm a songwriter. You could say a recording artist. Musician, whatever. It doesn't matter really, honestly. Chances are I probably do that. So, whatever.
You do all of the above.
Yeah. And now I have a guitar, so like it's getting pretty serious. It's like it's getting really serious out here.
It really is. You might be like a professional musician soon, do you think? Like you can actually call yourself a...
Yeah. Catch me busking my way to Australia, y'all.
Yes.
Busking my way down.
I hope you know that I've just infiltrated Drea's life now, and all of the original trying to get you to move to Australia has now transferred to your girlfriend. So that's happened.
Honestly, she's probably the one you need to convince. Besides me, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to bounce at any moment.
Yes. There is the complexities of the issue, but it's fine. We're gonna get there.
We're figuring it all out, and we're gonna get there.
We're figuring it out. It's gonna be a big collective hangout. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, also, I do need to make a confession.
All right, where are we going?
I'd like to turn myself into the keto police, please.
Oh no! Same. Did you see what? Oh, you missed it earlier. Oh my god, I need to show you this. Can you see? I don't know if you can see because you might have turned off the. I turned off the camera. The crew sent me these cheesecake muffins that I've already demolished 1.5.
Are they keto, mate?
They're definitely not keto.
Not keto?
Mm-hmm. So I need to turn myself into the keto police as well today. I'm sorry. So, for those who don't know what the fuck we're talking about, Alias and I are both doing keto at the moment, but every time I like even see the hint of something that Alias is cheating, I'll just send him, you know, the alarm emote? It's just like it's like a red siren. Keto police. Oh, it's too funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just funny to us and nobody else.
Yeah, we went to a Spanish tapas place today, and
Tony, thank you for the subbies. Tony just 200 subbies, 200 biddies. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the biddies, mate.
Animated Buddy just said I should have a dono goal of flying you to Australia. I mean, that is one of the best ideas that I've ever heard. Like, what would... I mean, I don't need anything else now. I've got a new stream computer which is being set up. Like, what else? That's it. That should be the goal.
I mean, what else does Michelle want besides a visit from Alias?
Exactly. Hi, Tony. Welcome.
Tony,
welcome to you.
Welcome, my friends.
What were you going to say before I rudely interrupted you?
I don't remember. What about what?
I don't know. You were talking.
Oh, I don't know. We're just, you know what I'm saying? We're just shooting from the hip.
We're riffing. See, Benny said he'd sponsor that. So, actually, do you know what I'm doing tomorrow? You'll find this really funny.
Ooh. What is it?
I'm getting a Join the Crew tattoo on my hand.
What? You're getting a fucking tattoo?
A tattoo. I might even get a tattoo
that says
tattoo. Ash said we all want a visit from you. So look, this is co-signed now. You're just gonna have to come.
I'll come, but I'm not gonna get a tattoo, mates. No,
yeah. If you can't, if the crew sponsor you, then you'll have to get a Join the Crew tattoo. Like, that'll be the rules.
How about all you guys get Alias the Addict tattoos? Tat on my face.
It's a tat of Kiki's
I'm gonna see what your face looks like, Kiki, again. Yeah, Ash, I'm here for it. I'm ready. I'm down. Let's go.
Oh my god. No, but all right. So for the people that don't know your backstory, tell us a little bit about yourself. You were born in Florida.
No, I was born in LA.
Oh no, you were born in LA, then you moved to Florida.
Moved to Florida.
Tell us the backstory. How did you get into rapping? And also, I think the story of how you got to working with X, because I guess that's how we all know you as part of the collective and working with X as well.
Is that a train?
I don't know what that was. I do live on a train line, so it could have been.
Yeah, that's definitely a train then.
Oh yeah.
Soy is washed, he said. He is washed.
Soy. He's loving us and leaving us. That's okay.
Oh.
He has been here the whole time, so.
Am I just
yes.
crashing your stream? No, I feel like I'm just like crashing your whole stream. Like everybody's like, all right, then I'm out of here.
What do you mean? This is the highlight. So if they're gonna choose to leave now, then that's on them.
Like, I didn't win the award. I'm out of here.
I'll catch you later. I'm gone.
So how did I get into rapping? Wow. So hip hop has been such a huge part of my life for. Honestly, I can't really remember back to a time where hip hop was not part of my life. Since I was like 5, my youngest memories, hip hop was always a part of my life. So we used to have like tapes, like VHS tapes of like. So VHS tapes could fit like 2 movies on it, right? And we had like this whole collection, but they were all like taped off the TV, and we would tape, or like my mom would tape it. She would tape 2 movies on it, right? So I remember like one of the tapes was the movie Breakin', and then the movie after that was the Big Bird movie. So like this is how old I was, like when I was watching movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crush Groove, which if y'all aren't familiar, it's basically the story of Def Jam, like Russell Simmons, Run DMC, like all these guys, like how they got started, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, yada yada yada. It's basically the story about that, but it came out in the 80s. So I used to watch that a lot, Breakin', and we had a tape of Run DMC. We had, because we watched the movie, we were big Run DMC fans in the house. Me and my brother were, at least. My parents weren't really into rap at all. so that was like a huge thing. And then, you know, as we got older, my brother's older. He's 3 years older than me, and he would always have like all this shit we weren't allowed to listen to, and so I would be listening to all this dope ass hip hop, you know, like Wu-Tang and Fugees and Nas and all these dope rappers that I was pretty much too young to really understand or you know, grasp. It was just more like a feeling at the time, you know, when you're that young, you don't really understand like a lot of the complexities of lyricism or anything like that. So fast forward to my teenage years. I think it was around the time Big Pun came out. I had like dabbled in writing rhymes and stuff here and there. But when Big Pun came out, there was a few different factors. So the first factor is that Big Pun was Puerto Rican, right? I'm Puerto Rican. We're very proud. We're very much like, you could be anywhere in the world, you see a Puerto Rican flag, you're gonna stop and you're gonna like talk to that person. Because it's a very small island, but we are a very loud people, I guess you would say. Puerto Rican people are very like in your face with like, you know, flags everywhere. I have like Puerto Rican flag shoes. I have, you know what I'm saying? Y'all used to rock the little Puerto Rican flag bead necklaces and shit back in the day. It was a whole thing. So here's this Puerto Rican dude who has this big song on the radio and has a video and all that stuff. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get this album. So I got the album. The song was cool to me. I wasn't really big into like pop stuff. I was listening to Wu-Tang really heavy, DMX, that kind of stuff. I don't know, was DMX out yet? I think Big Pun actually came before DMX, but it was around that time. And I popped in the CD, and the first song comes on, and Pun starts rapping, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is he doing? Like the way that he put multi-syllable rhymes together, the way like his patterns, you know, the alliteration, just like, and then like the consistent flow where he would rhyme like 2-3 lines back to back without taking a breath. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, did in the middle, a little, we know that we riddle two middle man who didn't do this. Like when I heard that shit, I was like, yo,
yes.
That's
Rule does that as a vocal warm up, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, but since he was like 14. Yeah.
How does he even know who the fuck? What? How does he even know that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
People used to stop me in the halls and ask me to do it for them. Because cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had never heard any rapping like that before. And obviously, like, you know, Big Daddy Kane and Kool G Rap and Rakim and these dudes were, Kool Mo D was doing like speed rap and shit. And those were like the precursors to what Big Pun was doing. But I had never heard anybody do that the way that Big Pun was doing it. I didn't really understand it. And I always compare this to eating a dish that you've never had before. It's delicious, but you can't really pinpoint what any of the flavors are. You're like, yo, this is the greatest thing I've ever tasted. I have no idea what's in this. Like, what flavors, what spices can I put together that's gonna make my food taste like this? You know what I'm saying? And if you have any cooking ability, you're gonna be like, all right, I need to know what's in this so I can better understand what I'm tasting, right?
Yeah.
Oh, if it's like, yo, all right, you got cream, you got garlic, you got, you know, masala chai or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking curry powder, you know, random ass like flavors that you never heard of. And you're like, okay, now I know what this flavor tastes like. Now I know what this flavor. So that was like kind of what I was doing, dissecting what he was doing with his writing and his rapping and shit. It's like, okay, so he's taking these words that sound similar, or they rhyme right here, or it's even hard to it's even hard. This shit came out in like 97, and it's hard for me even now to really just freestyle a dissection of what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? middle of little, literally, little did we know that we riddled to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
and that became kind of the basis of what would be my style as far as putting words together. And then, you know, Pharoah Monch was around, Royce the 5'9", Cannabis, all these dope MCs who use like complex multi-syllable shit. Eminem.
Yeah, like super technical rappers.
Right.
They're all like when my friends that are rappers name who their favorite rappers are, like those names always come up, you know? It's like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. It's like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the motherfuckers who really want to put the work in to get to that level, they're always gonna praise those people. The people who focus more on like the vibe or whatever, not that the vibe's not important, but especially for that era, lyricism was just such an important thing, and you know, also like a lot of shit was just so new. A lot of just like the way people were putting words together, the way people were doing punchlines and shit. I remember when Cannabis came out, that shit just changed my whole world. I was like, this is fucking insane. The way he was doing like punchlines and bars and shit, and like visual shit, like, you know, I'll punch you so hard in the chest, your shoulders will clap, or whatever he said, or your shoulders will touch. And like, he just always had these like really vivid, descriptive bars that nobody else was doing at the time. And that was all around the same time that I was kind of starting to pick up a pen and try my hand at writing rhymes and shit. And I had a couple homies that kind of inspired me to start writing more. I remember writing a rhyme and I passed it to the homie in the hallway, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and he was like, yo, he came back the next period and was like, yo, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I wrote that. And he's like, you ain't write this shit. And I was like, yeah, man, I did. He was like, yo, this is crazy. And like that reaction, if you know, as a creative, anytime that you can create something and have somebody who also creates be like, well, how the fuck did you do that? What you didn't do? Nah, that's not you. That's you. You did that. That's like.
I think specifically at the start as well, like having that affirmation is really, really important. What up, Six? Thank you so much for the subby. 8 months. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Nice.
I think that was something that was really important to me when I first started. So I really resonate with that. Like, just somebody that sees that potential in you and gives you that positive reinforcements, I think is really important.
I think when people started comparing me to like known rappers, like famous rappers, you know, legendary rappers and shit, that was like super validation for me. And that's like, okay, I'm on something. I have something, you know what I'm saying? Because I've worked at it. Like, I'm not somebody who was like, I don't feel like I was naturally a gifted rapper. I don't think it's something that I like my cousin. I have a cousin who has done a couple songs with me, and he's like super naturally, like, he just sounds really good rapping, like he always has. At like 13, 14, he was rapping with me, and he just always just sounded super comfortable, super just natural, you know what I mean? Whereas me, like, I literally just stayed up late nights every night, just honing my craft, just trying to get better.
And the study, does it come, like, because obviously there's, you know, you've got to have such a good grasp of the English language. Like, is a lot of the study just like searching for words and like how what does that look like when you say honing your craft? What does that actually look like?
It's a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, like dissecting the way that words are put together, that's a huge thing of it. But you can also like be a super fan and, you know, be able to digest lyrics and shit, but not be able to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. So when I was young, like, you know, upping my vocabulary and shit was big, especially because that during that time using big words was still kind of looked at as like cool. It was like, oh shit, this motherfucker said photosynthesis in a rap.
Oh yeah. What did Tupac said all the time? Telekinesis.
Mm,
He said it like 3 or 4 times in there. It's like all those types of words were just like massive in the like that kind of mid to late 90s.
right. And it's like, if you can rhyme telekinesis with like, telling my thesis or whatever, and like, then it's like, yo, he rhymed this with this. Especially back then, it was like such a big deal to like rhyme shit that hadn't been rhymed, and that was like in battle rap. Yeah. Battle rap was first starting. It was like, he rhymed this with this. That's crazy. So yeah, a lot of it is having the vocabulary to actually keep a rhyme going, and then learning how to combine words to make those words rhyme with like one word. You know what I'm saying? Like photosynthesis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Show no Simpson-ness. You know what I mean? Just like putting all the, putting like 4 words together because photosynthesis is what, like 4 syllables?
Yeah. And even the pronunciation of words too to make it rhyme. So you could slightly pronounce it a little bit different or say the word, drag it out a little bit different to make it rhyme, which is,
right.
I love when that happens. So, and you sometimes see like memes about that, a rapper rhymed something that just shouldn't rhyme at all, but the way that he said it.
The mansion in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They always go back to the T-Pain mansion in Wisconsin.
Exactly.
Yeah, we try to avoid that shit. We try to avoid that, especially now.
Yeah.
Making shit stretch just for the sake of. People do that with punchlines a lot too, where they'll like stretch, like really stretch the meaning of something to kind of connect to another word, and people are like, the real heads are like, that's a reach, fam. Nah.
It's a no for me.
It's a no for us, fam.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started a group with the homies from that I was in junior high with, and then high school. We ended up meeting actually a girl I used to date met a dude who, I don't know, he was probably trying to hit on her or whatever. He's like, yo, I own a record label, and he like gave her his card or whatever. And then she came to me at school and was like, yo, I met this dude this weekend. He's from Orlando. He gave me his card. So I called the dude on the card. I left a message or whatever, and we ended up going up there. We ended up recording like an album and a half with them. And long story short, shit didn't work out with the group, as they usually don't. Just people kind of drift off in their own directions, and I was super, super dedicated and super focused and super passionate, and it wasn't going to work for me being with people that weren't matching my energy at the time. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go do my solo thing, and when y'all are ready to get serious about this shit, then y'all come holler at me. And they never hollered at me, so here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
Here we are. So I started working on my solo stuff. We were working with this producer out of Jersey, who he worked with Bad Boy, and he had like 2 artists signed to Bad Boy and shit. And we were working with him, and they fucked up some money thing or whatever. And he told me, he was like, yo, when you ready to work on your solo shit, hit me up. And I was like, all right. So I went and hit him up. I ended up working with him for half of my album. While I was writing the stuff with him, I went to a Planet Asia concert in Orlando, and I seen a dude. This is like the very, very beginning of me getting into the local scene, because I live like on the outskirts of Orlando, like by the beach, so there wasn't any kind of hip hop scene at all over there. So I was at the show, and I seen a dude with a CD, and I looked at it, and I was like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, yo, I was like, what's that CD? And he's like, oh, this is my man. I was like, oh, it's local hip hop? He's like, yeah. And I hadn't really heard too much local hip hop, so I was like, oh yeah, I want to get one. He's like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, oh, he's selling them though. And I'm like, all right, cool. because like selling CDs on the local scene is just like fucking the worst shit ever. Like, wait, you want to buy? Oh, you actually want to buy this? Oh shit, that's crazy. So he's like, oh, let me go take you to my man, and he's like, yo, this is X, and he's like, yo, homie said he wanted to get a CD. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, yo, you want to get a CD? Dope. He's like, yeah, I'm selling them though. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. Let me get one, fam. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of hyped to hear what the local MCs were doing and shit, and I've always kind of straddled the line. Like I've always been like a super hip hop head, but I also want my shit to be listenable. I want it to be accessible to anybody who likes music. So I remember I listened to X's CD and the beats were fucking crazy, and it just sounded like some of the most hip hop shit like ever. Just like, oh, this is for the heads, you know what I'm saying? And I saw on the back that it was like all songs produced and mixed by X144 for Transparent Dog Productions, and I was like, oh shit, Transparent Dog Productions, that's what's up. So I called because I was on the market. I had a little pizza delivery job. I was still staying at home, and I didn't really have any bills. I didn't even have a checking account when I started working on my first album. So I would just go like every Monday. I would go to my credit union and put whatever money I made like into a savings account. I would keep like $50 and put everything into a savings account. So I had a nice little chunk of change saved up for like studio time or whatever. Like, I kind of had already decided at this point I'm probably not going to go to college. I'm just going to, focus on this. And so I called him. He didn't answer. It's like, yo, Transparent Dog Productions. Leave a message. Yo, leave a message out to them. Yo, what's up, man? My name's Alias. I met X at the show the other night, and you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to see what's up with it. You know what I'm saying? So he calls me back, and we chopped it up, whatever. He hit me with like, yo, so what's your budget? I'm like, I don't know, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have
$0. My
yeah, I fucking hate that question. What's your just tell me how much it is, fam. I'll tell you if I can do it or not. So it's like imagine, yo, my budget's $10,000. Like, all right, I guess I can do it for that. Like, you're not you're not gonna tell somebody it's $10,000 and they're gonna be like, oh, I was gonna say 5, but yeah, 10,000. Like, nah, man. Just tell me how much you want, and I'll tell you if I can afford you. So we met up. I went to the studio. It was at his crib or whatever, and he had like a bunch of shit, and we just kind of chopped it up. I ended up getting a beat from him that day, and I wanted to make a good impression. I was hungry. I was just creative fire was just burning. You know what I mean? When you're young, you're just like super ready to take on the world. So I came back the next week, and I had the song written. We recorded it, and that's kind of how we worked from then on. He would give me a beat. I would take it home and write to it, and then I would come back the next week and we would record it. And that's pretty much like how we worked on the other half of my album. Because again, I had a producer out in like New Jersey, so he did half the album. X did the other half of the album, and we just worked really well together. And he brought some things out of me that I really didn't know much about, as far as being in the studio and shit. And he always is really, really good at pushing me to just like open up, loosen up, try new things. He really is just like a great catalyst for me to grow as an artist, and he has been for however long we've been working together. So album comes out, do a couple regional tours and shit. Money dries up real quick. So me and X kind of started working together really for a while. And, X was going through his financial stuff too. And then he started working for EA. And then I moved to Cali, and we would talk every now and again, saying just catch up. And then he was like, yo, I made this beat, and he sent it to me or whatever. And I wrote to it. It's a song called Mayhem, which is on, it's going to be on the actual full album when the album drops. It's the only song, that's the only Almost Nothing song that's not out yet. But I wrote to it, and I recorded it here at my studio, which I've been kind of slowly building up over the years. And the vocal production and shit, like I basically took everything that I knew from my experience with working from him and just kind of learned it on my own without like him coaching me and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because all this shit that I've learned from him, from like his technical knowledge, because I never went to school for this shit. He went to school. He used to teach at like a very very renowned audio engineering school. So he taught me a whole bunch of shit about recording and the whole process or whatever. Vocal production. I never even heard the term vocal production before. So I was able to do that on my own. I sent it to him. I sent him a rough mix of the song, and he was like, yo, what the fuck? And then we chopped it up a little bit after that, and he was like, yo, man, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let's just do a project, man. Let's just do a project.
Oh, that's so cool.
He was like, he's like, man, I try to work with like some of these artists out here. They're either flaky or they just can't. A lot of people have a hard time writing to X's beats because they're a lot of them are super unique. A lot of rappers lack vision, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the reason, we always work really well together. And he was like, yo, let's just do a project. So I'm like, all right, bet. So he sends me a little. He basically was like, yo, whatever beats I've been sitting on, you can have. So like, he would just like send me a bunch of beats. I started writing. I flew out to Florida to record. So like Off Center, Ride, we had actually recorded before Almost Nothing. That's a pre-Almost Nothing song. But Off Center, Mirage, Mayhem. There's actually 2 other ones that didn't make the album. So we had that session. And then shortly after that, maybe like a year later or something, he's like, yo, my homie's contacting me with this company out there, and they are actually going to fly me out to do an interview. It's in Santa Monica. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That's close.
Yeah, like, that's down the street, fam. That's right, Ready. X beats are from the future. Facts. So, I'm sorry if this is like a super long story. I just.
Oh, I'm enjoying it, so.
Cool. I hope y'all are enjoying it. So he ends up getting a job at Naughty Dog. If you guys are familiar with video games at all, Naughty Dog is the company that made Crash Bandicoot. They're very well known for the Uncharted series, and they won like 1 million awards for The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2. So super, super prestigious video game company. And he is the head of all dialogue at Naughty Dog. So he moved out here. We continued to work. And we decided like, yo, let's do a group thing. Let's come up with a name. Let's just like full force, just like dive into it. And we've had to work around his hectic, work schedule, which hasn't always been easy. But I think we've done pretty good so far. I don't know if you guys have heard all these.
It's in the background at the moment, and I've played it on my stream quite a few times as well. But and also spammed everyone that I know pretty much many times. It's not spam when it's good though, is it? So I need another word.
It's true. Well, it's only spam if I send it to you. If somebody else sends it to you, then it's just
yeah. Good point.
And trying to enrich your lives with great music.
Yeah, that's so true. It's just, and I like sharing. I don't know, just like sharing stuff that people potentially wouldn't have heard before, and it's just like that. You've uncovered that little gem. You're like, check out these guys. These guys are dope.
Right. I mean, because so many people need to have music curated to them. It's not. It's almost like this weird like social awkwardness where like if somebody else hasn't co-signed this for you already, you're not sure if you like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so true.
I've seen this so many times, especially at shows, where people are like, they're hesitant to like make any noise or react to anything until everybody else is doing it. Like, oh my god, this is crazy, and then they're like, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like
Benny's a fan. I like that. We got Benny via the stream, so
fuck yeah,
love it.
Yeah, homie Ben.
J Bishop Funk, what is good? Welcome to the stream.
Am I behind?
I'm gonna say, there's the thing I like about you guys as well is that it's really hard to describe the type of music that you do because there's not one song that's the same, and that's from what you have told me, like that's very purposeful as well, isn't it? Like you don't want to be in a box of, you're not just doing boom bap, you're not just doing, a particular style of rap or whatever. It's like you call yourself genre fluid for a reason.
Right. It's really fulfilling musically. It's really freeing. It is kind of problematic as far as trying to, get yourself out to the masses because it is so different. And I hate when I like hear a song and I'm like, yo, this is crazy, and then you go listen to like, the band or whatever, and just none of their songs sound like that. So I
that's literally you. That's literally
I get how that can be frustrating. There are some common themes in our music, and that almost
one common theme that you can rap is that
we always are gonna have good rapping. Okay, it's like
number one.
Even if it's like a poppy ass song,
yeah.
Fun, you really just like dancing or something, but I'm gonna rap my ass off on you. You know what I'm saying?
True.
We are gonna have like a melodic, infectious hook on there. I've always been very adamant about having good hooks and making sure it's just such a huge part of music, and whether it's pop or whether it's something else, but it's something that a lot of like the more underground hip hop heads have been lacking on. Or it's like, yeah, you can rap your ass off, but can you make a song? Can you write something that's I use the term listenable a lot because back in the day, like I could listen to you just rapping for 5 minutes if you were a really good rapper. Yeah, I'll listen to that. Now, like, people don't care if you can rap. You know what I mean? It's like a combination of things. Gypsy J, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jay. Really appreciate everything. You're the best. Sorry it's been such a struggle for you today, but you're a legend.
Did you say what? A gent?
I said he's a legend.
Oh, a legend. I thought you said you're a real gent.
Gent.
What a gent.
When you first started singing on tracks, did you get shit for that? Because I feel like a couple of my friends that rap that started that because they were conscious of what the heads would say. Because it was kind of like a no-no for a while,
Yeah. I didn't get shit for it. I kind of gave myself more shit than I got. But I would have actually started singing sooner, but I wanted to make sure that it had a certain vibe to it where it didn't sound like, because back in like the 90s in hip hop, motherfuckers would just like throw any singer on a hook just to do a hook, and it would just have anything, just wouldn't sound like, it would just clash with the song. You know what I mean? Like I always bring up like Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Like, it's still a dope song. I can still listen to it. But it's like, could tell it's just like they just found like some chick that probably was in their neighborhood that
Yeah.
they were like, "Yo, come sing on this track." Like, all right, what you want me to sing? Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we should have sing. You know what I mean? And we've
Just
actually
sing something.
I've actually done songs with people like that where it's like, I don't know what we want you to sing. Just sing. You're the singer.
Just sing something. Yeah.
Just like no,
That's
just
funny.
no writing. You know what I'm saying? So that was like I wanted to make sure that if I was gonna sing, it had to have a certain vibe to it and a feel. And a lot of my earlier singing shit was more it was more like rapper singing. It was more like, how do I describe it? Is like you're not really trying to like belt out or like hold a note or anything. You're just like you have
No,
a
it's like more like melodic rapping sort of.
kind of, yeah. Yeah, and it kind of evolved from there. Where it was like you don't want to sound like you're trying to sing. Like, nah, I ain't trying to sing. I'm just singing this hook. I ain't a singer. I'm just singing.
I've got so many friends that were kind of, that could sing and were trying to make that transition, but were so worried about what the heads would say, because it was kind of like, eventually they all did it, because like a bunch of them are like really great singers, and like why wouldn't you do that if that's a talent of yours? But it's just so like there was a certain type of people in the scene that were very much about one type of kind of way that rap should be, and it's boxes people in.
I understand the sentiment though. People, I mean, we really just lost complete grasp of what hip hop is and what it should sound like and what it should be like, and that's kind of a battle that we lost. And then I understand the people who wanted to hold on to that for dear life, but at the same time, like shit's got to be free to grow and all that stuff. Yo, ride it out, man. Thanks for hanging out. Always good.
Thanks for popping in.
But I think it was when I just got to a point as an MC, and in my tenure in hip hop, where like I am fucking hip hop no matter what I do. I'm fucking certified. There's nobody on this planet that's gonna tell me I'm not hip hop. There's nobody on this planet that's gonna tell me I'm not an MC. You know what I'm saying? I'll go do a fucking rock album, and I'll still tell you I'm fucking hip hop. And there's not a planet that can tell me otherwise. And if you think so, then you know what I'm saying, like, then we could see what's up.
No, I think most creatives would get to a point in their career where you're just like, you know what you are. Like, it doesn't start like that, but that confidence you have at one point, you're like, there's no disputing at this point, you know?
For me, it's like, if you don't think I'm hip hop, then rap better than me.
Yeah.
Beat me in a battle.
That just would be a great TikTok, by the way. You could just make a great TikTok out of that. I've definitely been watching too many TikToks, but I just saw it. I saw the sound. You made it. Then rap better than me. I need to curate this shit for you.
Right.
It'll be amazing. We'll go viral. We'll be super famous.
Oh, is this too poppy for you? Is this too much? Rap.
Yeah.
I think so. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, we made New High, and I'm fucking rapping. I'm like,
yeah.
Fam, that last verse.
Exactly. I was gonna say that last verse. You can't. There's no disputing.
And that is like, people could listen to that and be like, oh, this some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking away. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite song of the ones that you've put out with Almost? I know that's a hard thing because people ask me about photos all the time. What up, Shay Pierce? Thank you for the gifted sub.
Hope I'm not late. You late, but you right on time, fam.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to pick a favorite. Sleep Away has been like my favorite for a while, just because it's the newest one, and I haven't. I think we put it out shortly after I got a copy of it, So it's not something I've been.
Wait, are you drunk again? Because you got the hiccups. I'm just
No,
wondering.
I actually haven't had anything to drink today.
Sorry.
I do be getting the hiccups though.
Yeah, I know. You do be.
Yeah, like, so like Ride, I've been listening to that song is like 12 years old.
Right. Okay.
So I've been listening, and I've had a version of that for a long time. There's actually a third verse that that we ended up cutting off of that. I would say either. It's hard. I think like Everest is up there just because that song is just so personal to me. It's basically like a journal of, not like, it's obviously like not as literal as you would think, but it says
you didn't literally climb Mount Everest?
No, I did that, but that's not what I'm saying in the song. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like that happened in real life, but it's also a metaphor.
It's also a metaphor, yeah.
But yeah, it's just such a. I listen to it, I'm like, I really like capture that in a way that. Sometimes I'll come up with some shit and I'm just like, did I even write that? I don't even know where that came from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just such a weird thing. It's hard to describe. But like I'll write a song, like something like Everest, and I'm just like, yo, that's like. And sometimes you'll like listen to it back, and you're like, you wrote it, but you're almost like speaking to yourself, like you're kind of like enlightening yourself within something that you wrote, even though you wrote. It's like you're learning from.
Yeah. Okay, well that's a good question, because like sometimes some artists that I've spoken to feel like the inspiration comes from like a higher place, like comes through them, like they're like a vessel for. And I know I've definitely been in state, I call it like a flow state, or you're in a state of creativity where you're on autopilot, like there's almost like you're not even really thinking about it, you're just doing. Is that kind of, it's like it's coming through you rather than consciously creating.
It's like a dream.
Yes. Oh my god, Jay Pierce is going crazy gifting subs to the channel.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jay Pierce. Hey, thank you so much for the gifted subbies. Is that 5 gifted subbies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you so much, Jay Pierce.
Yeah, out here, yo. Jay Pierce.
He is out here.
We be appreciating you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm just going to turn off that alert because this is that third verse we were talking about on New High, by the way. You can't hear it, but I'm just telling you it's the third verse that we're just talking about. Yeah, sorry, but I was just saying, like, do you feel that like you were just saying, it feels like a dream?
Right. It's like your subconscious mind knowing something that your conscious mind doesn't realize yet. Like people predicting the future or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just, our mind is so unknown, like what it can do, and when you really start trying to use it in different ways and train it and push it to do things that it might not normally do if you're not training those things. So I think that has something to do with it, where it's like you're subconsciously like pulling things out as you're going, and when it's done, you're like, damn. There's a song on my first album called Endowed Release, me and X. It was me and X's first song, where he raps on it and he produced it and all that stuff. And I said a lot.
I need the full back catalogue, and I've said this before, but I need all of the songs that you're talking about.
That's all on Spotify and stuff too.
Oh God, I need to go searching for it.
Yeah, just look at static. But I say a bunch of stuff that like when I was writing it, I don't think I fully grasped how much of like almost like therapy. When you say it out loud and you're like, holy shit, like I just had a breakthrough. You know what I mean? Like I've never gone to therapy.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the idea behind it, where you're like you're telling yourself or you're admitting things to yourself that you've never admitted before, or you've never acknowledged before. So it's kind of like that. And Everest is one of those songs where it's really like the culmination of everything that I've done up to this point. And the first line is, sometimes I feel like I let myself down. And the second verse starts with, sometimes I feel like the world let me down. And it just kind of goes from there. Like the first verse is just talking about being super excited and super motivated to climb this mountain and stuff. And then, you know, as you get higher and higher, and you're like, you start slacking, you start questioning yourself. Shit gets a little harder than you thought it was gonna be, and before you know it, you haven't moved, you haven't climbed any higher. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's so common with so many artists, though. Like I see that happen to so many people that I know. Like getting either in slumps of self-doubt, or you guys were talking about this on Clubhouse the other day too, and I've seen this with so many of my rapper friends. They get to a point, especially if they've had a little bit of success, then they seem to get paralyzed by the next release. Like, and sometimes it's so many years, it's like it then becomes self-sabotage, because by the time they actually release anything again, it might be 5-6 years, then no one cares. And I've seen this story happen over and over again with dear friends of mine, and I wonder, like, it's obviously there's a common thread. There's something, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but it's just something that I've seen so often. There's just that self-doubt and just ultra critical thinking that gets into people's heads. It's hard to shake.
She put out one album.
Yeah, totally.
Like at this point, I don't think she can put out another album at this point. I think that I think she would only just be damaging her legacy at this point if she put out another album, because it's become so legendary and it's like so put on this pedestal. I don't really think there's a way that she can top that. And also, it's been like 20 years. Like,
yeah,
you're not gonna top that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
I think that's why she doesn't make any more music.
Yeah.
She has. I mean, she makes music. Don't get me wrong. She makes music, but she hasn't put anything out.
She doesn't put it out. Yeah. There's something with the pressure of, I guess, the expectation.
It feels like she's like boxed herself into this thing, and it's like, why not have a sophomore slump? Why not put that second album out that doesn't quite live up to the first, but you know, people still love you and they're ready for the third one, and come out with the third one and knock it out the park.
Yeah, there's just I guess a common psychological theme that I see a lot, specifically with my rapper friends. Like, I've just heard this story so many times. It's just really interesting to me that that's a thing. Like, there's so much music, like amazing music that we probably haven't heard because you guys are all of you, so you guys collectively. Because, you know, you played stuff to us on stream and you're like, oh yeah, this is from 2012, and everyone's like,
why isn't
you put that out? It's fucking dope.
Right. But it's also, for me, it's always been like, I didn't put it out because nobody was listening, type of thing. And it's like, how do I get myself into a position where people are going to care when I put this out?
Yeah.
I was able to figure that out, so the shit just never came out. And now it's like, you know, when we were working on the Almost Nothing stuff, I was like, I want to make sure that I put out new stuff before I put out old stuff. So, I mean, all this stuff can eventually come out.
Yeah. But don't you think that's a bit of a catch-22? Because, like, you need to put stuff out for people to care about the stuff that you're putting out.
Right. But it's like when you have something that you feel is special and you feel like it could do something, it could really do something.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to put that out yet. You know? Like putting out New High, like I would have loved to wait to put out New High until I had like 100,000 fans. You know?
Yeah.
But I stopped thinking like that. I stopped thinking in those terms, and you know, if people discover my music, you know, after I'm gone and find out that I was somebody that lived and nobody heard of them, cool. Regardless, I'm gonna continue to make music and put it out because I love music, and you know, there's a few of y'all that want to hear it, so that's all. That's all.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's kind of like no matter what the audience, there's people there that really dig the stuff, you know.
Right.
Whether it's 2,000 people or 2 million people, there's.
See, the thing is, I never really wanted to like be famous or nothing. I never wanted to like win a Grammy. That was never an aspiration of mine. I just wanted to be able to tour and put out music, have a small fan base, and be able to live off my music. The way that like I look up to people like the Roots and you know, people like Tech-9 and shit, just like super hard work ethic.
Yeah.
A lot of music.
Tech-9's a really good example of someone that's done that. It's like completely independent, tour, does like 50 shows a year or some shit, just on that grind, and just has created that all for himself.
I would say he does at least 100-something shows a year. He's a fucking.
Actually, I think I heard 1 year he did 250 shows or something crazy.
The Roots used to tour like 9 months out of the year too. So like, I mean, Things Fall Apart was their first like big commercial success, and that was like their fourth album.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll drop one of these joints and shit pops off and we get it cracking. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Move to Australia, get famous here, and then you'll be touring. You'll be fine.
It's easier to get famous in Australia.
Smaller market.
For a moderately washed American fellow.
I knew you were gonna say that word, and I was like, don't say that word. I'll bash you. I'll fucking bash you, mate.
I'll bash you. Benny!
See you, Betty. Where are you going, Betty? You don't want to leave us.
Benny?
No, cool.
The fuck?
I do have to wrap up soonish because I actually totally forgot I have to play basketball tonight. So.
Oh shit!
Soonish.
Somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something.
So.
But I wanted to talk about your Twitch stream because I saw you've obviously, I mean, that's how we met. We met via Twitch. I came into your stream one day and you asked me what I was eating for dinner. And I said, did I say lasagna or something? And I think I said pasta, and you were like pasta by itself or something. And I was like, nah, with beef.
Yeah, with like
beef. And you were like beef? And then you're like beef? Is you vegan? And then you made up this whole is you vegan rap. It went for at least an hour. And I was like, who is this guy? This guy is fucking hilarious. And I was crying. It was the funniest thing I ever heard.
That was one of my favorite streams too, because it was literally maybe 4 people in the stream.
I think 6. It was me, Rotted Out, I don't know, there's not many people in there, but we were just laughing.
That Thing Productions, because it was his beat.
Oh yes, it was That Thing.
And it was that beat, and I was like, and then you left, so I was like, where'd you go? I was like, yo, is you vegan? Is you vegan? Because you kept taking forever to answer, so I just kept doing it, and then I just started freestyling all these fucking songs.
Oh my god. Thanks, Animated. Nice to see you. See you in a stream soon.
Yeah,
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the biddies as well.
You saw how I finagled that, huh, Bunny? I was like, yo,
Oh,
why don't you go
sweet.
watch Michelle G. Under though?
And then next minute,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
look who the guest is. Oh my god, what a surprise. That's hilarious. But then, like, since that time, you haven't really been able to get rid of me, so joke's on you.
facts. Turns out she's not vegan, y'all.
I'm not vegan.
She is on keto.
Oh my god.
She
But
is.
how are you finding Twitch? Like, I know you do a cooking stream, you do a cocktail stream, and you do a music stream. So different types of streams for people that are listening. Go shout out to Alias and go follow him because it's like every stream is a little bit different. You get it all. You get it all with you, really.
I appreciate it. Well, we're about 6 months now. I've been streaming. I'm at 1.2 thousand followers.
Woo!
I'm on
Getting up there.
course. I'm on course to hopefully hit 2,000 by my year, just like Michelle G. Hunter.
Let's go.
So, if you think I'm a pretty cool guy, you can go hit that follow button. So
Yeah.
Sundays, Sundays is the main stream. That's the stream I've been doing since I started streaming, which is the cocktail stream. I have a pretty extensive home bar. I make drinks. I drink those drinks.
You do.
I show people how to make drinks, and it's fun.
You can redeem points for making you drink a drink as well, which is good.
That is true. Don't tell Twitch. Shh.
Oh, I know that.
No Twitch snitching. You can also redeem to make me do squats, which people fucking love.
Oh my god. You can redeem channel points to make him do squats. And do we do that? Like, Animated's just left, but she's always my girl. We team up. We double team. It's like, let's make him do 40 squats in a row.
So the first night that I went live with my channel points, because I've been streaming for like 4 months with no channel redemption points.
Yeah, so we all had so many points. We had like
Everybody had a gang of points.
30,000, 40,000 points.
And I had the squat redemption on like some super low, whatever like the suggested amount was. I think it was like 1,000 or something.
Oh, I think it was less.
Was it? Yeah, probably. I don't know.
400 or something. I feel like it was like 400.
So the first night that I went live with my squat redemption, I did 400 squats that night. And I was like, look, y'all, don't redeem them points because I ain't doing no more squats.
Oh my god, so funny. But now it's like, it's for special occasions. I think it's like 2,500. You can, you know.
Right. I'm not trying to be doing 400 squats every stream, fam.
Do you have a favorite? So out of the 3, cocktail, cooking, or music, do you have a favorite stream?
I guess I gotta say the cocktail stream, just because sometimes I'll be on there for like 8 hours and shit. You know how it goes.
True. Okay, so I don't know how many hours I am in now. Like, how long have I been streaming for? 5.5 hours. I can't even imagine. I guess you just get to a point where you're just like, just still talking about.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna cut it off, and then like somebody will raid, and then I'll start.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll make one more drink, and then you know how it is, like at the bar, and people are like, oh, I just have one more drink, and you're like, all right, I'll do one more, and the next thing you know, you're like, fucking, got your shirt off, twists around your head, spinning like a helicopter. You're doing, girls
My
are
favorite stream.
Shit, you know what I mean?
My favorite stream was when you did the it was like R&B requests. That one was so fun.
Yeah.
It was like old school R&B requests. I love that stream.
Turned the bar stream into a 90s R&B jams.
Oh,
session.
that was it. That's the other thing I've been doing is tagging you in TikToks that have classic R&B songs for next time. You must open your TikTok and there's just like thousands of tags for me.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. Cause,
It's like now it's like Australian TikToks, people playing guitar, things that you need to play, and R&B songs that I think you need to add.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Honestly, like Drea's the fucking TikTok queen, so like when she comes home, she'll like debrief me on the day's TikToks.
Oh, I love it. I do that to Jarvis as well.
And here's this one. And I'm like, all right, cool. So like I really
Yeah.
have a reason to, because I don't really post on TikTok anymore. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
all
You
right,
should though. Your TikToks are really great. Like they're
I,
really funny.
I want to. Thank you. I want to, but I don't know. It's just like it seems like a lot of. It feels like a lot of work for nothing. You know what I mean?
I think you could fit in 20 minutes to do a TikTok a day. Like I don't think it's.
Oh, I mean,
No.
doing the actual TikTok is fine, but like coming up with
This is
concept. Me. This is the thing with me, and this is why I like Twitch, because I don't have to overthink it.
Yeah, it's more freestyling.
I don't like to post shit that I don't feel is like worthy content. I don't like when I post something on my Instagram, like if I make an actual Instagram post, like it's got to be like a really good picture, or like I'm somewhere, or it's just got to be like meaningful content. When I'm about to post something, I'm like, do I wanna? Does anybody want to see this? Not really. No, I'm not gonna post that. I'll post it in my story, but like making an actual post, I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I think that's the good thing about TikTok though, is I feel like it is a little bit like, yes, people are thinking of concepts and stuff, but it's like it's a bit more. It's like definitely not like Instagram. Like it's raw. It's a bit more no frills. Kind of.
Plus, people are super on there too, and like they be having these elaborate ass, hilarious TikToks and shit. And I'm like, I don't know.
Funny.
I don't know if I got
people
the time.
Are so funny, but yeah, but I feel like the ones that you had, even just the short ones, were like hilarious. The one that you posted was like, the one was like something about like, if I haven't heard from you in like, you know, the entire year, you don't need to send me a Merry Christmas fucking text or something. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So true.
See, I almost didn't post that. That's
hilarious though. That's so funny and true. You're just like, why? It's always the most random people that you get that text from. You're like, what?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's like, who is this? I don't even have this number saved.
I don't even have it. I know. That's so true. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to wrap up because I do actually have to get ready for basketball, and I totally forgot and someone texted me. So I'm super stoked that you were able to join me on my 1 year anniversary stream. You do know that you are my favorite. I'm a little bit biased, and it was great to have you on the stream.
Yeah.
And I will talk to you soon, I guess.
Well, we gotta do our photography stream.
Yes, we're doing a photography stream, which I don't know. Flo, unfortunately, is like super under the pump, and there's a bit of tech stuff. It's gonna happen though. Like it's number one priority for. It's
gonna happen. I don't want to miss it.
It's gonna happen. It's
trying to take pictures while Michelle directs from via Skype or whatever.
However we're gonna do it. So, and you don't know anything about photography.
I know nothing about photography. No.
Yeah. So
or
it should
technology.
Be pretty
funny. Yo, have you shown your followers this Skype picture that you have?
I don't even know what photo you're looking at. Oh, no, wait, what is it? Let me have a look on Skype. Is it really old?
I don't know how old it is. It's very glam.
Oh my god, that's an old photo. It's when I had really short hair, obviously.
Pre-fringe.
Is it glam? Pre-fringe. Yeah, it was when I was growing out my hair. I had really short hair and I was growing it out, so that's funny. That's funny. Alright, we're gonna say goodbye to you.
Hi guys.
Kick you off. And,
Thanks for...
and then say goodbye to all the fam. You're the best. Let's talk to you really soon. Thank you again. Super appreciate it.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Bye. Yay! Thanks, fam. Thanks everybody for those who hung out to the very end. I super appreciate it. I do have to get. Oh my god! I'm like. I've been streaming for 5 hours and 40 minutes. This is a record for me. So, Gonna say goodbye. Can we raid anybody? Can we, like... Let me see. Who can I raid? Let's see who's on. Oh, Woods is on. Maybe we could go see her. Thanks so much for everybody for hanging out today. That was super fun. That was like the most hype stream. 5 hours, I know. What the hell? Thanks for popping in, by the way. You went to sleep and you came back and I was still streaming Iona. I really appreciate you guys hanging for the long haul, I guess. This is the longest stream I've ever done in my life, and